Where SPLA-IO, acting chairman and commander-in-chief of the SPLM-IO, Nathaniel Oyet Perino, working mile to organize his forces in one of the front line. Nathaniel Oyet jen chajen chawere duar. We mobilization we jalat ke de nitin kontila de ni kuma SPLA-IO. Nathaniel jen shanen gwasman go chakor shajangok. Akanitela mudo dien bikana lat gero bika kor bikana ter. Namani amil harode entama. Nathaniel Oyet jen chanete wan chaka kwany neti kontila county commissioner. Re wika South Sudan kelu. Nika gwase dane chaja kapchong. Akume kirma yadit. Jen foinde Uror yu bare which antama chagurno men balat. Jeno be mobilization ba jalarelo be ne ka diatin kontin gwen te gol. No. Beke gur ke jodan chalat gwaseme. Jowling yen mo gwaseme ata dan len ngwarudin keje. Biya kamal kan Nuer TV. En wala ban roy ni ti ban kelin ka ta dan chikto keje. Baro dan chu palpin ke lieng den ko ke roy ni ti go lieng ka go randa rod palpin ke. Tension is growing in Pigi County, Jonglei State. Local people and leaders say there is military mobilization by forces that support detained First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar, the commander-in-chief of the SPLA-IO. Since the beginning of this year, South Sudan has seen more political violence, especially in the Upper Nile region. The fighting involved three groups. The SPLA-IO, which is the Sudan People Liberation Army, in a position loyal to Riek Machar. The Y Army, a militia made up mostly of young Nuer men, and the South Sudan People Defense Force, which is the National Army of South Sudan. Pigi County is located in the far north of Jonglei State, where the Suba River meets the Nile River, just south of the town of Malakal. Masima Tioglem, a member of the Jonglei State Legislative Assembly who represents Pigi County, said that an attack could happen soon. He said that both in Pigi County and in part of northern Upper Nile State, army groups are moving and preparing for war. He explained that the Y Army is mobilizing under the spiritual leader Adut. Matthew Lem said, "Our situation in Pigi County is not good. People fear an attack is coming. The spiritual leader Adut is calling youth in Adut County together and attack Malakal, the capital of Upper Nile State." SPLA-IO forces and the Y Army are already seen in areas like Mat and Konliet in our county. Their goal is to pass through Pigi, move toward Malakal, and maybe fight with SSPDF soldiers on the way. This is why local people are afraid. He added that some civilians who live close to this military camp have already left their home to search for safety. Families are moving to other villages or to the bush because they are worried fighting could begin at any time. Local chief confirmed the tension. Paul Pur, the paramount chief of the area, also confirmed that the situation is becoming dangerous. He said, "Our situation was normal before, but in the last 2 days, news of Y Army mobilization has made people worried." The tension became even worse when SPLM-IO named a new commissioner for Pigi County. We do not yet know what this opposition appointed commissioner planned to do, and that make people afraid. Civil society groups are also warning about the growing insecurity. Bull Dengbul, a civil society activist and the executive director of Interpret South Sudan, spoke about the problem. He said the detention of First Vice President Riek Machar has created serious uncertainties across the country. Jonglei State is one of the worst affected. Every day we are seeing signs of military mobilization on the ground. Boldeng Bol added, we do not know when the situation will get out of control. This is a political problem and it needs a political solution. We call for de-escalation, dialogue, and the release of Riek Machar and his allies. South Sudan has faced many years of political instability and violence. In 2018, the government and opposition signed a peace agreement. That deal was meant to end the civil war and bring peace. But today, even with the peace deal in place, new violence continues. The recent mobilization in Pigi County shows that the peace is still fragile and the future is uncertain. Pigi County in Jonglei State is intense. The Army and SPLIU are mobilizing in the area. Civilians are fleeing because they fear fighting. Local leaders and civil society are calling for dialogue, peace, and the release of detained Vice President Riek Machar. The situation is developing and we will continue to follow the story closely. Enjoling and Guasame, Natin Contila Kuma SPLIU, Ken Chalado Sharudin Realika. NMA Chadwalme di Chajanong and Tama, Ray Witch, Pigi County. Pigi County Jen take a Jonglei State. Native Conan Chengan Winemi, la local people can a leader. Larkin and wo take a dint wanted Dwalk and Tama, tung one along till la Natin Contila Yukume as PLIO. Native Rike first by President Dr. Machar. Tigalado Nika Korgwa Sedan. Keninte Contechu, a cannon maltate in a low teleneric. Dundu and Teme, Director Benguase Sha, Quer, Pigi County Charger Quine, a Kumes Pelayu, and Temacha Togono, Chinatica Dual Katin Cornalat Carodian. Dualna, Ko, Nika Jaguango, Chinatin Contin, Lajeshan Bor, Canadine, S. Pelayu, Wachigodian Mat, Raywitch. Kadobran Tigurian Matkaje, Wamat Carodian Alo, Gorkano, Biken Kume, SSPDF, Bikenka Yuan Mike Jordan Charlotte. Kekan koninte konte shu chane ngaje gwano to kum diteten. Kure chitu oktoga kam SSPDF kene Nuer Wahami KSPLIO. Gwad dana tika pangak. Chane jenen no chinetu ngwan chikariare re kurmo. Itat kana bishop kagwele kela kentat kagwele ne kendial charien mat. So chu kurmo chu toga jene kunetu ngwan kugale nakaje. Anteme chitu no nene. Tinarin yoka miral narudi ne kakaje la ne to kontila jiku SPLIO alo na to wachi kan wan awaken gor kan ode kan yirde kan ngokuch ko de ke de ne de kan ka mak wa kur ma gor kan ode kan oter na ka malakal ajen do badana dwal na kaje ne ti wan tame che dwal mudi te bana ka re wi ka malakal Masio Matiok Ramkel mela member ka Jonglei State Legislative Assembly Jen wa chunga ka Pigi County. Kelado nene. Jen gwege jen wo ba SSPD ba kama ka kor gwaten be ka gwan mechek. Alo bu kor bato kam SPLIO kene SSPD. Kelado nene. A jen Pigi County kene no sena penal state. Wa army group wa real karudi neka. Both side. SSPDF amene SPLIO kene Nuer Wayami alo gwege jeno bikor bato ko kor gwaten be ki gwan mi chek ka jodan chalat Masio lew lem shela do nene a jene situation nan te Pigi County si magwa neti wanti na dwala tem kamandanen be chala do nene Ramadan spiritual leader ma kwai tudi wa jene be wa jen chole ngwane ka Youth County eno real rodunuka Bana malakal bana jamak la capital of Afanal State. Wa imakwach tut jaro yaleka lo be malakal be jakef ka jawdana chalat. SPLIO forces and the Nuer Army wa kan chika rodi yaleka already wa ka doran chalke mat kana konlet ka county dung malakal. Wa man gur kan wo de kanu ke Pigi de wo malakal. Wow, kejen do badan jel ke wade ke chunyen ke SSPDF. Anteme jen modwal net konte la local people wajen mukuka na dwal keje ala kur jaten kam kume SPLA yo kene kume SSPDF. Bada wa chengde chetiaga long. Paul program kel mila paramount chief and gwas money. Yala no situation we kamijaga. A general situation chechit kataye dan me normal anteme cherem na rode ke ken 2 day ti. Ko chanwer waya mishaken en chiurin mobilize. Kacha dine SSPDF dine SPLA yo chagan en chiurin mobilize. Ka dine SSPDF boka kujimi warel karodi neka. Wado badan bike nwer waya mien gwas mo keje jemboro cha kwer kwany kuma SPLA yo la new commissioner dung Pigi County. Wa kwa kemandan bro lat ka gwasen be. So kwa kemandan kwa plan kume SPLA yo. Mekane to be malakal magala to ke chikana bamak. Canadian Continental Civil Society Group wa chikan door chikana lar. A crane mitwog and tamare which and winamika Pigi County ka panal. Good canode na de can gwit kwide. Bull dem bularam kel civil society activists. Kajan executive director K interpret South Sudan spoke about the problem. Good general de net Continental South Sudan de karwach. Gwin mon. De Dr. Machar de Jalunya, la Vice President, first by President Reng Machar, a Jana de Jalun, ko and yende a gen non kore. Katam Gregano Buwit Boka Civil War, Kujamo Gorgajano, de Nation Con, Tin, Ya Yen Kelke, Dr. Machar can the Aldega de Lunkobi Malbaben. Come we can a sha mal charging non a can ke charing Machar chargelun, a Jana Kormo bedid long, cover deck pin, Ray Witch, Cassos Dan Kelio. Bulldang Charadona. Queen no situation but togede. Komu situation we get out of control. Jana charge will long come kajarar. But do brand de kapchong jang or can talk alone Dr. Machar. But right now, ngode can kim yadi tell me channel arke mishit kanamo. Nai kona diala kon lat Korean atam ke Pigi anokor jaten. But ngot changa dana ba yode. But chane it one chakanen Nuer Wayami. SPLA wakan dial chawren realika kamadana leroda. Gwik kejen wo bikoro mo betwo. Do joma de yanaling. Lerdo diana ban lingwasame. Kui Adut. Adut kirme yadit. Kajo wadana chalat gwasame. Mgode kodan palping ke liengde. Adut chane ngajino jen chaja kwanya la kwer. Jena kwer medit. Ngai konen wo kwinde take a lot ko gwe jen o jen ba mal be jenung rei wika South Sudan jen je ka cordial quartin content rei wika South Sudan ye quartin dit neiti wan ya jen o bi Adut ba mal be jenung ta dan gwe keje ko ngai ke jen o ba mal be jenung wa gor jen o de na chong kel keje no Ci Adut jek ke tabande ngai. Jek ke nyandeng. Jek ke Josephen Lagu. Ramadan ken gni jek tema. Dr. Machar. Jen jek kene bulmel. You know. Do budana ko ngi gwas me bana jeling. Ngai kona Adut no ne tungwan. Atika ko be Adut ba magwana jen ba jela rei wich. South Sudan right now right corner gwegejeno bela turning point re wika South Sudan mu wejela dagwa jana jome chan jemilin ka do bana chalat keje. The appointment of Adut Self-Akema Yadit as senior presidential envoy on the special program come at a very important time for South Sudan. The country is facing many problems, both political and social. For many years, people talk about development mainly in three ways: road, oil, and peace. Road connect town, oil give money to the economy, and peace brings stability. But all these things cannot last if the people are not healthy. People must be strong to walk on the road, to work in the oil field, and to enjoy peace. A new role is not just a title. It is a chance for the government to focus more on the health of the people Development is not only about building road, it is also about saving mothers and babies, building strong communities, and helping people live longer life. Adut promised to support the building of 450 hospitals. This is a big promise and give people hope. It shows that the government wants health service closer to the people. But hospital alone cannot save life. They need workers, medicine, electricity, water, and system to run them. The country needs trained doctors, nurses, and midwives. The health system must be strong before new buildings are made. If not, hospital will be empty. For many years, the government focused more on roads. Roads are good for trade and travel, but while roads are built, many women still die when giving birth. Many babies die in their first days, and life expectancy is still low. South Sudan has one of the highest maternal deaths in the world. About 789 women die for every 100,000 births. Around 39 newborn babies die for every 1,000 births. Life expectancy is only about 55 years. These are not just numbers. They are families losing mothers, fathers, and children every day. The main killer in South Sudan are not strange disease. They are malaria, lung infection, diarrhea, and problem during childbirth. This can be treated and prevented, but the health system is too weak. Vaccination is also low, and many children do not get important vaccines like measles and polio. This makes children easy target for disease. And this is why Adut appointment is very important. As the daughter of the President Salva Kiir Mayardit, she represents both family, leadership, and a new generation. Young South Sudanese want leader who put people first. Adut has a chance to tell the government that health must be a national priority. In the past, health has been left mostly to international donors, but donor cannot be the main source forever. Their money is not always steady, and they choose to fund some diseases but not others. For example, they fund HIV, malaria, and TB, but not enough for maternal care or midwife. South Sudan must pay for its own health as a duty, not depend only on outsiders. One of the best plans the government already has is the Buma Health Initiative, BHI. It sends community health workers to village so that every family has access to basic care. Other communities like Ethiopia use this model and reduce death. South Sudan has the idea, but it needs government, money, and political will. Adut can push for this funding. If the government support BHI, hospital will not be overloaded and people will get care close to home. Adut can also support training of health workers and make sure money is protected even during economic crisis. She can push the ASK Foundation, Adut Salva Kiir Foundation, a run organization to work with local groups. Together, they can run projects like maternal homes near hospital or solar fridge for vaccine. These are small but powerful steps that can save life. A role should not replace the government, but if the government do better. Working with community group is very important because they understand local needs, where teamwork between government, communities, and the ASK Foundation, healthcare can improve. Other communities, other countries show that this is possible. Rwanda, Ethiopia, and Uganda all started from difficult situations, but improved health by making it a priority. South Sudan can do the same if it spend money wisely and put health first. Adut appointment is a big chance. She can choose to be only a ceremonial envoy, or she can choose to change the nation. If she put health to the top of the agenda, she will leave a strong legacy. Development is not only about road and oil, it is about protecting life. A country with weak health cannot be strong. South Sudan must act now. Road connect town, but health connect people, dream and future. Adut Ramugwa, Kajo Ran Shalat Kaje, Kojan Shaled along and our cat trade. take a business na tongwan chere mangai kona ya tongwan long chakari aleka adut gwasa me jaraman nyaman gwekeno jan ba mal bejenong do badana kwenke je awa kwende shi accident charge plan akir adudu wo jen be correction bajelat ke kuma kirma yadit ba mal bejenong ko be kirma yadit baje stop ko ba wej bajadak jen ta dana kwenke adut self kirma yadit jen cha kwanya la senior presidential envoy shere karam messenger mala jakka ne je wala na me jen gwada kwanya je kaje agwan beje lon ko gwan mutana rai kore na money amajak adut ko dunde bala very important kala diala kono gorke ngai kono tama South Sudan face a many problem jojente natin political and social ngai kono wona ki economic che jek ke kwi kore kono tore wika South Sudan ka ngam de gari aleka e kirma yadit rundu wantana jenen anu ne dial kuna focus ko de dub de kalat de oil chike petroleum de jeri aleka de mal derben ban ngai kono no tele do mishalat tele do du pain kuka na ko de na jal kam ne ken special ka trade dera gwalong ka kwinya gatka but can let that some places can gotten content cha mo kengu ke chare tika godial ami kono kon ko oil and ande kon mo keyo but tele real mungun oil Tan menu beka ka peace pain gwaye ko detin but metelati dialati chimal chibritin meken kirken wido kon lat ko be mal bajalat kana dialati ke detin but the woman very important long wa kwi pola point so adut jala do ba pol point be jaga men yam ke be prioritize but gorgo jen wa du dera mal der je kono kam kwardial dera dakra ma cha dera jelun dena dial ko kene kontin gorko jeno de na on yam dera kalun so mishit kana me waja ke South Sudan ko dera won yam ya South Sudan chaje par ki Ethiopia ke Uganda ke Kenya can we dialati to kana met ko bika we to go alo misha dut foine misha ledo go alo cha gwagwan che je kedika waje ndera ma go alo kadara tika credit mi ditalong no mo a kelm ge ken go de adu dera jalat ko adut ge ke jen waram kelm go der tin jeg dial kono dong der la dan wana mo der kari alaka me jaga adut ko va very important person right now kata na ka jamana no adut aram kelm goro de jogono lenete dial ko jen kune dial ku kan goro bana lian ka jagatin kono balat no so malat ka adut gorga jen wojen ajel kan dial kan kwar ka goro no jen be mal bata wana ko ben mal ka kelm gorke long awadar je prioritize en mal ko mal metel je telam balat no telam ba yiglane mal mi chegul tin jala de ala kula lat ke jamon so mitela mal tele way out so mal badil ben and then mit dial bugorin kulu gor so adut kirme yadit mu leda gwa about tin dial content ko advice ke je bekeleng be jike dakring ma char be jike ne dial ko ken nyu de jen wo jen poinde ba jarama nyam dan ba mu ke credit so der dial der kalat wana kelere me lere diana me reg mu choda lat rei which Lake State, Tanaja Linkel. We go to Lake State, South Sudan, where a tragic incident happened this week in Rumbek East County. On Wednesday, a man died after a grenade explosion. At the same time, 3 soldiers were injured in the blast. Police say the man was supposed to be questioned by security forces. When soldiers approached him, he tried to use a hand grenade, but sadly, he mishandled it and it exploded, killing himself and injuring the soldiers. Major General Chola Tim, the police commissioner of Lake State, spoke about the event. He confirmed that 3 soldiers were hurt and only the man died. He explained that the man thought he had removed the safety pin and wanted to throw the grenade. Instead, it exploded too early. The police also say the man was a former army officer who had been living in the community for many years. He was wanted for questioning because of some allegation against him. Major General Atim wanted civilians not to handle weapons such as grenades. He said grenades are only for trained soldiers. He reminded the public that having such weapons without training is dangerous and can cause loss of life. Community leader who reacted to the tragedy, Daniel Latkon, coordinator of the Community Empowerment for Progress organization, strongly condemned the incident. He advised people to follow the law whenever there is a problem. If someone is accused of a crime, it is better to let the law handle it. Latkon said he added that issues like poverty and stress can sometimes push people into dangerous actions. Latkon also urged the army and police to control weapons more strictly. He says soldiers should not take home grenade or rifle when they are off duty. Keeping military weapons at home increases the risk of accident and violence. As of now, the security situation in Rumbek East County is calm. Authorities said investigations are continuing. This tragic case is another reminder of how important it is to keep weapons away from communities and to solve disputes through peaceful and legal means. Ude shiro da naga kana gwasme jen aram kel mimo misha cheka kan go jen teke chegra radien misharwet me che chugu no gorke je a police ni choro shumo ke grenade ke bom me che keben dorne jen che jelep lebe che lebe jen che kuji no dor eto dar mal marche jen tetkede me jen yo je mo chu marne gwasmo misha maro choro de shunak ka chene dang dok la police dang dok chega chu bar no lo polin dang dok tene ken ka bot ne me to ke Rumbek County Rumbek East County jen gwad dan togoten mi ma shuda me che gorno jen boro ne ka na kel anyok jen wacha je gwanya wajen e guk lede witchcraft ki nyin goka te togon dial waka te cha je ke je ko gur ke je ano de je nan ka police ka do bana cha gwi ke je lo le ti chodien lot re te ka mandan enteten chana lerme chana nyok malin kone gwad me chala do shane ti chop ka diok chaka ne kane ti chop ka wel ti shamu ka boti dit chana jalin kel do badan en che to ka je re wich ka Uror gwad me chireg mi di je tokten kam Nuer Karodian ka jodan shalat an leng na jakel. We start with a report from Uror County in Jonglei State, South Sudan, where violence has left 3 people dead and 10 others injured. This incident happened in Patai Payam on Thursday and Friday. Local officials have given detail of how the fighting started and how it became worse. According to Majok Shop, the information director for Uror County, the trouble began when some young people decided to follow cattle raider. These raiders are the stolen animal from the community. The youth wanted to recover the stolen cattle. They went after the raider, and during this operation, 1 person was killed. Later, the young men returned home to Patai after recovering the animals. When they arrived back in town, they fired celebratory gunshot into the air. This was meant to celebrate their success in bringing the animal back. But instead of bringing happiness, the gunfire created fear and confusion in the nearby open-air market. People thought something serious was happening. One woman in the market reportedly saw the gunshot and quickly told a relative. This action, according to officials, may have caused anger and suspicion. Very soon, arguments started between community members. Majokshop explained further. He said a resident of Patai went after the raider with other youths. They did succeed in bringing the cattle back, and nobody in that group was injured at the front line. However, later they discovered that 1 person had been killed during the raid. Shop said that the deaths may have been linked to tension with local youth from Patai Payam. Things did not stop there. The situation became worse when members of 2 families, the Shiang Kwan family and the Shiang Bur family, start fighting each other. They exchanged gunfire right inside the community. By 6 p.m. Thursday evening, authorities confirmed that 2 more people were dead, a girl from the Shiang Kwan side and a man from the Shiang Bur side. In addition to the 3 deaths, 10 people were injured in the fighting. From the Shiengbur family, 6 people were hurt, 5 men and 1 woman. From the Shienkwan family, 4 people were injured. Local officials have now launched an investigation into what happened. They are also asking the people to remain calm and to avoid more violence. Majuk Shop say that the community must work together and stop misunderstanding before they turn into deadly clash. Meanwhile, peace advocates have also spoken out. Termanyang, the executive director of the Center for Peace and Advocacy, condemned the violence strongly. He said these young people are supposed to be the future leader of South Sudan, but instead, lives were lost because of revenge and gun. He called on the government and local leaders to make sure there is justice for the victims and their families. Termanyang say justice must prevail not only for the sake of those who died, but also for the future of the nation. We need young citizens who are respectful, who follow the law, and who are ready to live peace. This tragic event shows how quickly celebration can turn into violence when guns are involved. What began as a successful cattle recovery operation ended with 3 deaths, 10 injuries, and more pain for families in Patai Payam. Authorities are urging everyone in Jonglei and across South Sudan to put down their weapons, solve dispute peacefully, and work together for security. For now, the situation in Patai Payam is reported to be calm, but communities are being asked to stay alert and avoid more fighting. We will keep following this story and bring you updates as soon as new information come in. Jolingen magwasame ring mujitore weka Patai Payam. Gwami moche teke ngwane tishi oku gor konentin kon tincho ken mach. Kalundian jogan gwazmo shikan noktin konen shanang chikan ko lo jok. Michiga chuba gwami shika market ka Patai Payam ka Uror County. Chukan me chukan ka dwanyal. Mete chikan ka dwanyal ngwasmo wate ka shekel mishe chungoj chawla nan wo chukorcheben. An wenamo a wa chukorcho chutuok. Ajen dobran tuok kor ka chwane iti chuko diok chuakan nagan gwenamo ka chwane iti chuko wel chuamu ka bot ka ken ne konen jikor mater la kurbe che chu tuk dueli jo tuk duel mudadien kan tuk duel mudadien re wishin binami ko cho tuk duel ngwadamo chu kormo wa chu bech ka bech mandit jeremen chalen ngwadame an kudana jituok tuogre wikuror County ka ta danan chi Shienkwan family kana Shiengbur family shigarum kaje chu kormo chu to kamdien an wena mone chuane diodo chua mo ka chuayu nak kane dangwel nyam nyal cha nyam kel nak ka Shienkwan no ka cha wunit ko ken ke cha utai nak ka Shiengbur karam dana cha nak gwa dan wa ko nongten timishir na me cha tuok alo ne diok chi liu kane dangwel te ka bot tidit so na me a disagreement dana chi tuok ko cha me cha ka dwanya cha nganyo dong chu kor cheben bane de kon la ngene wate na lodien kon do roma kam ngandio je karodien gwa dana cha ok cha nangten so na me a mi sure lat re wichin binami no kan konuniam mi jirama jidit kan online tv channel kenwa tv gorjen go jender nam de nyani ko ken chuje peru jino jin be subscribe ko be ler kon ba no gwasme be kan cha mala shubkeje nyen gwa dan bana chokten en biate kamal bye bye.